Let's see what happens. Your next best of 5 upcoming. Over to the commentary desk where Finable, Carpet, and James Bott are standing by. Take it away, guys.
Thank you, Axel Toss. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at I like these rounds so much because they're not just elimination rounds, but they're also qualifying rounds. They double as both the worst and best thing possible for two teams.
Or the worst and extra worst thing.
Why extra worst?
Because if you lose, not only do you lose in the tournament, but you're not making it into league play.
That's what I mean. Either like you win and it's like, oh sweet, we're in, or you lose and you're just done. Like there's no secondary chances.
It hurts a lot if you lose, but it feels so good if you win.
I mean, so far today has been the perfect storm I was hoping it would be. Couple of teams just really whirling in, doing exactly what they have to do to win, and playing right. We had an upset straight off the bat in the very beginning of the day.
Probably the biggest upset of the day.
And we opened up with
that
it.
You can imagine.
Oh, yeah.
They're the most expensive team from, if you did the fantasy, $220 out of the 1,000. They were the most expensive team, and everybody was expecting them to take that first one. So
and they
mind-blowing.
Just went all the way down. They didn't even make it to a qualifying game.
We didn't see them on stream. We did not see them on stream.
They didn't even make it to a qualifying game.
Feels bad, man.
That feels terrible, man.
For them. But for Radiance, that is the crazy, like you looking at your bracket if you're Radiance and making it into that through the upper, that's got to be crazy.
Like, I hope our lower bracket's okay. It's probably what they were doing.
And they do it no problem.
But this match so far, Freestyles in Disguise, Atelier. We'll
have to confirm on that.
I gotta ask him
Turtle
myself.
said that, but I don't think it's right.
He's doing his thing.
But this is their last shot.
Yeah.
They lost in the upper. We saw them play. They got knocked down. This is their last chance
Sizz
for
is here.
both of these times. So Sizz is here. We see it. It's a confirmed full roster. And then this is going to be a tough game for Karma, Nomad, and Sathu. But everybody who's made it to this point, they have the ability to make it in. We saw with Radiance beating Iris and getting in through the upper, they can do it. And right off the bat, Karma! She just pops off 3 seconds into game number 1. Turtle, it was just she cheated up better. She was there quicker. A lot of times you see players hang back a little bit more. That one, it's just a little bit random. You never know how the ball's going to go off face-off, but she did a better job cheating, got to that ball, and was able to get that first goal. So props to Karma getting that one.
You don't see cheats resulting in goals very often at top play, but now Matt's going to try and get a hard clear here. He will follow this up. Sizz is going to follow beneath him. Sathu gets a good touch, though. He tries to pinch it underneath that crossbar. Matt and Turtle, or Sizz and Turtle, as to say, working together. Nomad gets a hard clear, but he loses control right away. Now they're going to try and gather their senses and push it out, but Matt's going to shut that down almost for the follow-up, and he wasn't able to secure it.
Karma playing good defense there. And now she's going to be, she actually is going to retreat there for boost. But Karma is impressing me so far, although we're very early in the game and she gets beat out.
Just at the crossbar, Sizz is going to do his best to get underneath it, but Matt, Sizz don't block it, he doesn't, he backs out in time. And Matt, after 3 shots, won a complete whiff. Sizz tried to get it.
Turtle tried to get that hit, just missed it. And then Matt was able to clean that one up. So not the prettiest of goals from Atelier, but they're still in it. They tie it up. We're less than a minute in, and we've got 2 goals in total. So action-packed game so far.
It's a bit discouraging going down from a kickoff goal, so I'm happy they were at least able to tie it up and probably feel a bit more, I don't know, at ease now in their minds. But now Turtle's going to try and get it passed out. He just falls short. Karma hits it hard. She wants to try and follow it up before she loses control. She's going to take it slow. I like this. She pushes it over to Nomad, who tries to continue to the corner, but Matt read the touch. Sathu tries to continue to the aggression.
Sizz.
Sizz. Thank God Matt was there for him.
Yeah, got bailed out there. He missed that one, but Matt was there to clear it out. So a little bit of interesting offensive assaults from both sides of the ball.
Nomad's going to try and clear that up to Sathu, who puts it out, but Karma wasn't able to follow up. Can Sizz keep control? He actually gets a hard clear instead, forces Nomad back. Turtle tried to get the early touch, but he couldn't get there in time. A double whiff mid. It gives a potential shot for Sathu, but Sizz was easily there to shut it down.
Great bump by Karma as well. She was able to get the bump and get the full boost, and now she's in a 1v1 chance, taking a little bit of time, almost was able to put a little bit of grease on that one. Good attempt by Karma.
A little bit of grease trying to slip it by, but Matt takes out Sathu. He can't get the defensive clear, and instead, they will keep up the aggression. Turtle gets that beautiful second touch, but Nomad has all the time in the world. He pushes it above Matt, forces Matt to retreat, but Sizz, right now, the aggression coming out of Atelier is really hard for Freestyles in Disguise to overcome.
And they're doing their best here to just hold off this attack from Atelier. Karma almost got bumped there. That could have been disastrous.
2 minutes and 45 seconds left. It's a tie game, and Turtle almost with a nice shot to the corner. Sathu's going to try and push that out, and it looks like Karma's there to follow it up. Can they get a 2-pass play in? Karma almost goes for the shot, but Turtle gets there just in time. No one following it up, and they will get a counter clear.
Sathu actually put that on net. That was an improbable shot, and that was going to be going in, but it was a heads-up play on defense keeping that out. Karma was ready to pounce if it was going to be a backboard pass.
Nomad wants to keep control. He puts it high above Turtle. He's going to have to retreat to net, but Sizz was there easily for that follow-up, but he loses control, pushes it too far. Karma forces Turtle for the save. Can Turtle keep control of this? Sathu did something interesting on the wall, but he still was able to control himself. This is gonna be a bit risky. Turtle has to come across for this.
After 2 quick goals, 1 for each team, we haven't seen anything really happening on offense so far.
Both teams trying to make sure that they're only making plays that they know will actually concede in a goal. They don't want to dedicate too much, especially after an early kickoff goal. I know that Atelier is trying to play it a bit safe. Sizz is going to try and carry this off the wall. Can he get this out to Matt? He follows it through. Matt dropped back a bit. Sizz just wants to do it alone. Can he get the pinch on the ground? He almost does, but Karma was there to read it.
Yeah, and like you said, that pinch attempt on the ground, we see that a lot of times in 1 versus 1 where a player's a little bit out of position, and sometimes you can actually squeeze. You hit the ball when it's right against the ground, and the ball squeezes against your car and the ground and actually shoots out really quickly. So good attempt, but coming up just short.
Just over a minute left, still a tie game. Will we see overtime in the first game of this series? Remember, it is a best of 5. First to 3 will take this and qualify for the group stages. Karma is going to try and take this out with Sathu.
Good pass.
I like him following up perfect to Sathu. Oh, but it was met by both Sizz and Turtle, but it's wide open!
The pit maneuver from Sathu sets this Nomad goal up. Look at this. Karma with a pass into the middle was a heads-up play, but Sathu, you see him just nudges him, and Matt was left stunned.
It wasn't even a bump. It was more of a caress.
It was just a little. It was just a soft touch.
Just
on
a
the
little
wheel.
tap.
A little pit maneuver.
Just a little tap.
That's going to be enough to give the 1-goal lead to Freestylers in disguise.
Atelier now has 50 seconds to tie this up, and it's looking like they are trying to come out blazing right now. Matt gets a demo on retreat. I do like that aggression. It's going to force Karma to take it alone, but she sticks with the ball, doesn't want to lose control. Oh, that pinch is going to make that a wild ball. Matt's going to try and follow it up. He does beat Sathu. Can he get a follow-up for a second touch? Turtle is there. They want to try and make this an opportunity, but Karma will follow this through. Sizz tries and keeps it in Freestyler's half.
Sathu took a lot of his time, or he took his time on getting that clear. He could have used his e-brake to try to get a boomer out of the zone, but now, oh, that almost.
This could be
Still,
it, Sizz!
Oh, the pressure from Atelier is just too much for the Freestylers in disguise to handle. Matt putting in that shot, hitting off the crossbar there, just put that ball right out into the middle. Super unfortunate. And that's going to be a goal. Sathu did his best to make the save, but ended up putting it out. And with less than 20 seconds left to go, we are all tied up here in game number 1.
Neither team really showing utter dominance in this match. It seems to be pretty even so far. Oh, but Sathu with a whiff. Woo. He's got to be happy Karma was there for that, but Sizz might be able to turn this into something. Will he steal the boost as well? He does on his way out, but Nomad's got a lot of control. He probably only has 1 to beat. Matt is there for the clear, and it's looking like we will see overtime, but this looks a bit risky.
Yep. Turtle just put it on the ground. He did not want to risk it. He was the only blue player left back, so he just knocked that ball into the ground to force overtime.
Well played, and I do like now they are...
Oh, is that going in? Oh, it looked like it from my angle.
That would have been a wild way to end the first game. We see overtime now in game 1 of
Backboard.
this best of 5.
That's it.
Turtle there for the shot. Oh, that's going to be a Sizz.
Turtle.
Sizz.
Turtle and Sizz, they both had opportunities to put that in. Turtle just had the weakest shot and put it right on Karma. So
Turtle out to
an
Matt.
epic chance that they just fell short on.
This is going to bounce down. Sizz wants to get underneath that. He couldn't pop it up. Now Nomad's going to get it clear, but gently down to Sathu. Almost a risk, though, as Sizz was there to try and snuff that out before it got too much of a play. Sathu and Karma are going to work together to clear this out. She does get a miss, though, and Matt sees it. Sizz instead is going to take that opportunity and follow through. Nomad's on that backboard. Really nice clear by him, but it might not be enough. Turtle takes a long shot, but a bit too weak.
Now, the counter attack from Freestylers in disguise. They need to get something going. They're on an extra life. They should have lost that one. That net was so wide open, but Atelier wasn't able to make anything happen. So now this is all just bonus for them that they're still in this game.
Matt does get a nice tight shot, but Sizz wasn't able to beat Sathu to that. They do get a 50. Karma gets up early. She does meet that aggression at her own half. Now Nomad's got a lot of time. He's going to put that way high. Can someone follow this up? I don't think Karma was there.
No one went for it. That was a beautiful opportunity for them to put something in. It's just they must have thought that Atelier was going to deny that backboard pass because they just didn't even go for it.
Now we're going to see Sizz. He's going to try and battle this out. Sathu taking control. I do like the slow play, but he's got to be careful. And the bump, Sizz trying to bump Karma out of net.
He actually mind-gamed her where he tried to make her think that he was coming in to bump, and he just hit the brakes. So it's a little bit of a bump mind game. It didn't pan out, though.
I thought that was going to be it. That almost went in, but now Matt's going to have to retreat. Turn back on the net. Turtle and Matt working together. Sizz, that back line. Trying to make sure he has the defense. Turtle's going to hit that across.
No.
Nomad very confidently taking that from the back wall. But Karma gets demoed.
Sizz took out 2 players there. There was a moment where it was 3v1.
Turtle up to Sizz. Uh-oh, Sizz and Matt are both up for this. They have to be careful. Turtle has no choice but to drop back, but he does well, and he keeps the aggression on. Almost makes a solo play, but Nomad does beat him. Couldn't get the angle, but all 3 players in net. Freestyles and Disguise have to be careful. If the aggression continues from here.
I don't think Karma has boost. Oh,
she got
bumped! The bump! Oh, game number 1, a bump getting the win for Freestylers in Disguise. Here in game number 2, Turtle takes Karma out. He just punts her. And Matt comes in to clean up 2 minutes and 22 seconds into overtime. The plays coming out from Atelier.
A stressful game 1, the opening game to this best of 5, and it ends in a physical play. A bump just absolutely dominating Karma. There's no way she could have gotten out of that one. She was stuck. She couldn't jump too early because of the weird angle that her car was faced. If she had to pre-jump that bump, there was no way she would have saved it anyways. And just eating the bump didn't help either.
Yeah, Turtle he was barreling in there. He was riding on the wall, comes off the wall, lands, and then just slammed it.
And I don't think, I mean, you can't see someone come from the wall.
Yeah, that was a heads-up play from Turtle. It was an all-in type play because instead of rotating back and getting back on defense, you're throwing yourself at somebody in net. If you miss that, you're putting your team down a player. But it ended up working out beautifully, and that was the most open shot that you can get at this level in Rocket League.
If Matt missed,
he would have been fired. If he missed that, but he
would have seen like, poof, and then Red would have come in.
Yeah, it would have been a left game. Red joined.
I would have done it. Matt would have just.
We probably would have kicked him out. To be honest,
I would have just messaged like, "You're done. Bye, Matt."
But game number 1 game number 2 going to Atelier, so we're all tied up. Bumps, physical plays leading to wins for each team. So we'll see. Was it? Or was that game number 1? Okay, it was game number 1.
It was long.
Okay, yeah. So it was an earlier goal. So it must have been the one to just get the tie.
Yeah.
My bad.
It's been a long day.
It has.
We're just trying to keep up. Exciting games.
So now it's game number 2.
Now, yes. If my memory, I mean, I could be wrong.
I honestly have no idea right now.
I'm wrong most of the time. No, that was the first game. All right, cool.
My bad. Oops.
All right, so now we're going to see right off the bat. Oh, this actually could be really rough. Matt sees an opportunity at an angle, but he puts it high, forces Karma up. She gets a really weak touch, but Turtle wasn't prepared. I don't think she thought she was going to get any touch on that at all. Now Nomad and Sathu are going to work that out together. Sizz will interrupt. He's going to get a quick turnaround, and he's going to put that out to Turtle. Turtle's going to try and pop that right back out. He actually puts it to the crossbar, but easily placed in the corner by Nomad.
Yeah, the overtime was so long, I thought it was 2 games.
You're still stuck on that.
No, but we saw, so it was just not the, that is a good passing play. I'm just going to shut up. I was going to say that I hadn't seen very many good passing plays, but this play right here was just a miss.
Pass,
Never
Sizz.
mind.
Great pass, Sizz. Straight to Nomad.
That was weird.
The shot for Nomad was actually unexpected. The power that he was able to get on that, getting the power shot right off the ground. But 35 seconds in, the first goal is going to go to Freestyles in Disguise. Looking a bit like last game, but it didn't seem to mess up Atelier. They were able to continue on.
Sathu.
The win. Almost getting the redirect. Sizz has to try and get that, and he does. Just beat out Karma. Nomad last in line. He pushes it to the corner. Well played by him, and then he gets another touch, keeping it close, trying to make sure he gets that next touch. Oh, Karma's got the redirect.
Wide open.
Or I guess more of just a normal shot.
Overextension. Yes, it was just an overextension here on behalf of Atelier, and that one, that kind of just pinched off the ground and launched over to Karma. So she was in the right place at the right time for that one, and now a 2-goal lead for Freestylers in Disguise.
Attelier's got to be careful. You don't want to commit too much. Now, only a minute in, and they're down by 2. They've got time to catch up, but it's not where you want to find yourself so early on. Nomad trying to do some mind games, but just get bumped by Sizz. Can Matt get a good flick? He pumps it up to Turtle, but Turtle wasn't able to get there in time. Sathu down to Karma. I really like that Freestyles and Disguise are starting to look for each other a lot more this game.
And this is bad. This is a 2v1 situation. Karma actually was able to get back and run into Sizz there. But yeah, when you mess up those hits and put your team, a player down on defense, a lot of times that ends up in disaster.
Karma's going to try and get control. She does get a good pop, but Matt there on the back wall, not the strongest touch, but he follows through Well played, staying between the ball and the net, exactly what you want to do as that last defender. Sathya's going to try and cut that in, but not very well. Sizz takes a shot, and Karma has to bail him out of that. And a demo. So much demos coming. So much demos.
So much demos.
So
Well
much
put.
demos. So many things.
We're on point. Oh, and that's a good setup into the middle. The pressure from Atelier definitely, they're showing their fangs, but on both sides of the ball, I would argue that they are struggling a little bit on offense.
They're not particularly making a lot of plays. Instead, they're trying to interrupt as much as they can, get a good dunk, and make an opportunity.
Interference style of play.
Yeah, a lot of interference. It's lower risk, but it definitely has less reward as well. And speaking of risk.
Oh, my.
Oh, my.
Yeah, so this one, again, not the prettiest of goals, but Nomad just gets a little floater there. You know, you see those sometimes in baseball, those base hits that kind of just bloop over the infield.
The little bloop.
The bloops.
Good old bloops.
Over the infield, in front of the outfield. That was that kind of shot. Not the most impressive, but it gets the job done and it counts.
It does count, and it's looking like Freestylers in disguise maybe taking the second game pretty handily, 3-0 with only 2 minutes and 36 seconds left. Now Matt's going to try and get that contest, and not so well. Karma just dunked him.
Freestylers in disguise, they're running away with this one. And Matt just gets beat, and another ball just pitching off the floor out of a crazy situation and just flies over to someone from Freestyles in disguise. So 4-0 lead, just about 4 seconds off from the halfway point in the game. This is all FID.
Freestyles in disguise doing a good job of keeping themselves right behind the ball as soon as they know it's going to get contested, giving them a pretty solid opportunity to potentially make these 50-50s go in their favor. Now Nomad's going to follow that up. Oh, he actually just kept going way above that. Turtle's going to try and pass that out to Sizz. This actually could be a good opportunity. Karma was there for it. Turtle was there to stuff it down. He's going to drop back. No, he actually is going to fall that through and try and take a dunk onto Nomad. He does get the touch, but now Matt's going to put it to the corner. The aggression right now, and it goes right in. What?
Did that bounce off the ceiling? I think that bounced off the ceiling. Sathya trying to get the clear, puts it up. He was trying to follow it up, and Matt just dunks him. Yeah, that blasts off the ceiling.
Okay.
And Karma couldn't get there in time.
Well, they've begun
Calculated.
the hike. They've begun the hike. 3 goals left to tie it up.
Yeah,
only
it's
2
doable.
minutes.
It is doable.
It's doable, but also not so doable.
I didn't say doable either. I said doable.
No,
although I like doable.
Is he playing?
No, I think he's eliminated.
Oh. Well, sorry. All right, Sizz gonna try and take control. Does pop it over Karma. This is actually really good for him. If he can try and keep this up, cut it through. Sathya gets a contest on it, but Sizz was there for the follow. Turtle just whiffs it, misread that bounce a little too slow than he expected. Now Matt's gonna get that ball up, and that going right in.
If he had any boost, if Matt had any boost, he could have made that play happen, but he is on empty.
All 3 Freestylers did come up for that, and then a whiff. Nomad just wants to come right back down on it, but he wasn't able to do so. Karma gets a good pop out, but just a bit too far. Sathya tried to predict that, but he jumped a little too early.
Ooh, the bump attempt. Oh, that was almost. Oh, it's still on. But yeah, that bump attempt, if he would have been able to hit that bump, that would have been a goal. So good try from Atelier.
Turtle and Sizz, I do like watching Atelier coming up in pairs. They do like to work together. I know Matt and Sizz are 2 players that have played 2s together more than pretty much anyone in the entire Rocket League.
They've gone to prom together for like 6 years straight.
Yeah, it's pretty insane.
They're very close.
Look at them, working together right now. Matt and Sizz right next to each other. They don't even know who to go. They both are like, no, you take it. No, you take it. 3 goals left with only 50 seconds left. It's not looking too great. The series might get tied up. Remember, best of 5, and this is a qualifying and eliminating match.
Yeah, this is the lower.
This is out.
And this is the lower bracket. Before, in the upper bracket, the teams would have another shot, but this is one of those lower bracket games, all or nothing, and that's going to be the second goal. Matt keeping the dreams alive for Atelier here in game number 2. That passing play out to Turtle. Turtle actually didn't get a piece of it. Karma hit that off the backboard, so fortunate bounce.
He did force her to go for it, though.
Yeah, he did.
She knew he was going to try and get that touch, so she had to go up for it.
It's still possible, but we'll need to see something right off the kickoff.
The dream is kind of still alive. 2 goals left.
I think we saw it in the G2 match. I think Darkfire put in some quick
shot.
ones.
Trying to bump Sathya out of the air. Turtle doing his best. Matt puts that back down to Sizz. Just a little bit too fast for him. He wasn't able to get the shot. Karma now is going to get a hard clear, but she loses possession immediately. Sizz and Nomad both up for that, and Nomad will very, very handily beat him to that touch. Matt trying to get a flick, but Sathya there for it, and it's looking like Freestylers in disguise will take game number 2 with a 2-goal lead. It looked dominating for a while, but towards the end of this, the momentum started to go towards Atelier.
They did start to get some opportunities generated, but really, Freestylers in disguise, they were just winning more 50-50s in that matchup. And a lot of those wins contributed directly to goals pretty much right after the 50-50 happened. We saw one that launched out to Karma and another one that launched right out to Sathu. So really great positioning from them when they're going for those challenges.
And talking about 50-50s, it's essentially when two cards meet the ball at the same exact time. And a lot of people that might not have a trained eye, it might look a little hectic. It looks a little like RNG maybe, like, oh, where's it going to go? But at this level, you can control to a general area where that ball is going to go, trying to read where your opponent's going to hit it. Whether you hit it higher than him and they hit it lower, or whether you try and push it to the side so that it's not going to be right in front of your goal. There's all sorts of ways to do it. Or if you want to make sure it's a really hard pinch so that it just goes wild, if you want it to be more RNG, you can do that as well. It's hard because you're also trying to read your opponent. It's like a really weird rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah.
Oh.
We were on the same page.
Look at us.
I'm feeling it. We're on the same wavelength.
We're doing a good job.
But really, Freestylers in disguise. After game number 1, I was a little bit curious to see if they were going to be able to pull it together. These goals, I still don't think we've seen offense, like spectacular offense. We've seen some pretty weird goals, like the mat off the ceiling goal, that blooper, some of the pinches. So we'll see if we get a little bit more consistency here in game number 3, or a little bit more normal plays, or if it still is a bit unorthodox.
I do think both teams are struggling to find their own skin right now, but I don't blame them. They are a series away from being out. This is the match for them. This is the qualifying match for them. So they understand the pressure right now, and I think it's kind of hindering them from trying to get that all-out offensive plays that we've seen all 6 of these players capable of. But now we're going to see Nomad trying to get early aggression. Sizz and Turtle out together. Sathu, oh, that bounce was really in favor for them, but Matt was still able to read it. Nomad puts it right to Sizz, but he was easily there for that save. Can Matt get that? No. Karma gets an interesting touch, but it does go back to Sathu, who takes a crossbar shot.
Now a dribble clear opportunity. Oh, Turtle was able to get the dribble clear, and he's going to go for the dunk. He might do this all by himself. What? He does! The solo play coming out from Turtle, taking it the full length. He flings it past one defender. And that was just a miss from Karma, but Turtle was ready for it and launched it over the final defender. Turtle taking it solo.
I really like this card placement, trying to read the touch from Karma to get the dunk, and it may have been what kind of made her slow it down. She didn't want to put it right back into him.
Because he knew he was going to dunk it.
Yeah, and the dunk would have been just as bad. So instead, she just whipped it, trying to get a different cut on it, and it worked. Keeping that pressure up, a lot of it, we said it before, is just mentality. A demo coming out from Sizz. Nomad now has no choice but to stay behind that ball. Matt puts it to the corner. The bounce does go in his favor. Now Karma's going to come up for this. She's going to put it off the backboard. Can she get one more?
Ooh.
No, Turtle is there for it. He tried to read it early, knowing she'd follow through. Sizz wants to put this out to Turtle, but he can't get the power. Now Matt and Sizz have to be careful. Turtle retreated back. Smart on him.
It looks like they're struggling for boost right now, so they're just going to leave that ball and play it on the return.
Now we're going to see Sizz get a really light touch. He probably should have just let that come back. Matt and Turtle had a good opportunity to take that control. We see some aggression coming from Freestyles in disguise, but it's not really amounting to much. We've kind of, you mentioned this, both these teams, they just kind of are hitting the ball to put the pressure on, but we get one shot opportunity and then maybe another, but nothing.
Oh, that's a good shot.
Too difficult.
Oh, that might go in. Oh, the
Sizz.
pinch. So weird.
Just got there in time off the post for the pinch, and now he's going to get a hard clear out to Matt.
Yes.
Matt with the redirect. This is the Sizz-Matt combo that we've seen so many times.
That was dynamite. Look at this pass from Sizz. Just booms it over to Matt, and Matt with that redirect right on net. Those guys on the same wavelength. And what a play to put Atelier ahead 2-0.
Straight from defense to offense. 2 goals up with just under 3:30 left. Now we're going to see if they can keep this control. Turtle with a nice back pass to Matt. This is actually going to go unanswered. Matt might get a shot, but Sathu was able to come across just in time. Turtle, he's going to try and follow this up as well. He just missed it, but they all expected it. Notice how long they waited to get the save because they wanted to wait for Turtle's touch.
Yeah, Turtle had the positioning on that ball, and he forced them to have to wait. No one was back on net. If that was on target, that would have actually been a goal. So dangerous for Atelier on the counterattack.
Sizz out to Turtle, but Nomad saw it and snuffed it out. Uh-oh, Karma does put that to the corner, but it didn't work too well in her favor. It did get around Matt, but Sizz was able to follow through. He couldn't get the second touch, but that was lightly to Turtle. He's going to get a shot. Slammed it to the center, but just saved by Sathu.
Still an onslaught from Atelier as they try to go up 3-0. The demo from Karma. But Atelier looking very comfortable in this game, and that, especially that play with Matt and Sizz, just has to have them feeling good.
Any plays like that, any redirects, especially something so quick from defense to offense, it feels great. Sizz is going to get a good shot opportunity, a little too weak and a little too low right at the defender.
Yeah, he had a split second to time his jump right. That ball was going to bounce really high very quickly, and he just misread where it was going to be on the bounce.
It's very easy to make those weaker than intended, but now Nomad, that is not the touch he wanted. He's going to force Sathu to drop back. Turtle wants to get the bump. Look at him chasing. He wants it so bad, but Karma is going to get a weak clear here. Sizz will beat out Sathu to that. Turtle might try and take a shot. He gets it a little bit slower than he wanted to follow up, but he couldn't get the second touch in time.
Now the breakout opportunity again. Turtle, instead of going for that redirect, decided to just let it go in. But we've seen a lot of physical play from Atelier going for these demos and going for these bumps.
Matt has to be careful. Oh, I thought he was actually going to try and bump
that
Karma.
Pinch, what an insane pinch.
That is actually nuts. What was that? Turtle somehow read it. Karma is going to take a shot. She puts it to the left, and it very smoothly gets taken out by Matt along the back wall. Nomad does try and cut that down, but space is too far from him. Turtle up to Matt. It goes unanswered, and Turtle 3-0, a minute 26 left.
Awkward situation to be in if you're a defender. You see Turtle he launched that ball, and Sathu thought that Matt was going to touch it, but he ended up not, so he kind of was stuck in no man's land, and that allowed Turtle to just get that ball after Sathu wasn't able to make the read, just left it for him on a platter, and 3-goal lead now for Atelier.
After being down 4-1 last game and trying to come back towards the end, they are now up by 3. They seem to have found their groove a little bit more, just a bit. Matt and Sizz really working together, and Turtle being there well to read his teammates. Turtle's going to put that up to Matt. Here we go. The tap towards the goal. It goes right on target. Karma has to get the touch, but she does place it well. No one there to follow it up.
Oh, Nomad has to turn for this. Oh, Matt, it does get there just in time. Nomad had an opportunity to whip it around real quick and try to get a shot on net.
Turtle up again. Matt wants to follow it. As soon as he noticed it was out of reach, though, he didn't contest that. He didn't follow through. He knew the Turtle had a better opportunity. Trying to communicate.
Oh, poor Karma, just getting bumped over and over again.
Oh, can Sizz get one more touch? He drops it down, but not on target. A bit too tight of an angle. Turtle, he tries to bait Karma on that save, but she does a good job of staying grounded and doesn't lose too much control. Nomad beats out Sizz. He might have an opportunity here if he can get one more touch out.
Too high.
Oh,
Karma was in position to knock that one in had it been a little bit lower. She was even ready for a fast pass, but that one just launched way too high for her to handle.
20 seconds left, and it's looking like Atelier are going to take this 3-0. Another shot from Sizz. They have a bit more offensive control. It's really hard to say if they've been getting the passes that we're used to see. I mean, aside from the Matt Sizz goal, that was just nuts.
Yeah, the Matt and Sizz connection was just on display right there. Atelier just doing a much better job on offense. We saw some very high quality goals, or at least that one high quality goal, and then Turtle kind of forcing the issue by himself. Atelier definitely deserved this win.
2-1 in the series. Atelier 1 game away after being knocked down. They were so close. I mean, I can't imagine what it's got to feel like, right? Being in the upper bracket, you're 1 game away.
Yeah.
Or a few games. Actually, close.
You're
close.
very close.
I'm going to go with just my memory. You're at least a series away. You're right there. You can see it, and then it's gone. And now you're down. Now you're 1 loss away. Now your mentality has to switch.
Back into the wall.
You don't have that second life. Your back is to the wall. You're staring down the barrel, whatever phrase you like to use, whatever terminology.
You go full honey badger at this point.
full
honey badger.
You have
like
to.
Relentless. Even if you get bit by a rattlesnake and you're trying to fall asleep, you keep fighting till the end.
What?
That's what they're doing.
That was a bit intense.
I felt that's where you were going. Like
a little. I think you took it a little more than but I'm happy for it. But Matt, Sizz, and Turtle really seeming to look for each other. But I in the beginning of that, I really like Freestyles in Disguise. They were touching it to each other. They were keeping control. We see a lot of teams sometimes out of a panic, they just clear it.
Yeah.
But then you lose control, right? You want to keep it close. You want to make sure that you can stay behind that ball and that you can touch it to a teammate. You want to pull their defenders out. Try and make them come and like, never mind, I'm putting it somewhere else. And then hopefully they miss, and then it's a 3-on-2 all of a sudden.
Yeah, but we saw Freestylers in Disguise put up 4 goals. Their offense very lacking in that game. They're going to have to get something going. Yeah. But Atelier did started to heat up, so this is their chance. They can clutch it. If they win this game, Atelier will move on and qualify to be in Season 3 of the RLCS.
They're drooling. I know they can smell it. They want it so bad. If they can get an early goal, I know they'll just be aching to keep that lead.
It sounded gross, by the way, smelling drool.
I mean, they're not supposed to smell their own drool. They can
Either
smell
way.
the victory, therefore they are drooling.
That sounds gross.
I'll word it better.
Okay.
Turtle now with a hard touch up to the crossbar. He's going to follow through. Nomad does get the win, but Matt is going to follow it up perfectly to the corner.
Turtle almost had something nasty himself, trying to go for the self pass. It was a good idea, but he just puts it right off the backboard. Matt, though, he almost blocked it. Almost blocked it, but Matt just threads that needle. And just 20 seconds in, Atelier keeps the momentum from last game going.
Now, these kickoffs are no longer going in Freestyles' favor like we did see early on in one of the games. What a nice second touch from Sizz. But Sathu was sitting and waiting in case he did pull something off like that. Sathu's going to follow this up. No, he will not. Turtle is there to shut it down. Karma gets the touch. Sizz does pop that out. Can Matt follow through? They knew they didn't have control, so they stayed back. I do like that. But it was given right back up into their favor.
Some still bumps coming out. Oh, and this is a chance off the corner. But again, good defense by Atelier, just declining to allow Freestylers in disguise a chance to put a shot on net.
And it's calm defense. They're not panicking. They're not dedicating more than one person to a ball. It looks like it could be scary, but then they just kind of sit there, they pop it to the corner, and they follow through. And eventually you'll see Freestylers kind of back down. But now Sizz with the hard clear, forcing Sathu to try and gain control. Matt wants to put pressure and force Sathu to lose it. Oh, he actually does win that 50. It's going to go out to Nomad, who doesn't get the touch he wants, a bit too high. And it's going to get beat. Karma does get beat by Turtle. Sizz is there to put it to the corner, just around another defender. But Nomad does a good job of seeing Sathu and putting it on his hood.
Now the counterattack is on. Karma needing to get a good clear here, trying to follow it up, and does get that clear was very important, buying so much time for Freestylers.
Turtle all alone. Doesn't have anyone to pass to. Oh, he will get demoed by Nomad. A bit of his own medicine. Karma does try and beat Matt.
Nice.
Oh, fantastically played. No way.
She got it past two defenders with some heads up playing, faking out both of them, but that last player, Turtle, holding strong.
Almost a full solo play. Matt does come up and contest this, but it's looking like Nomad, or Sathu, I believe. Or is that Karma? I don't know.
One of them.
One of those players was there to contest it. Sizz is going to put it to the wall, knows that he can follow it up. Oh, that bounce actually was a little out of his favor, a bit too far. He didn't have the boost or the momentum to get that as quickly as he wanted, but Matt will bounce that out. Sizz, how did he actually get it over that defender?
This whole play started out because Karma actually missed getting the corner boost, and Nomad had to go and take that shot and then put Karma out of position, and Sizz just comes roaring in to take advantage of that mispositioning there by Karma, and a 2-goal lead for Atelier. They are closing in just 2 minutes and 48 seconds away from qualifying for league play.
They are so close, and we might see them play a bit more defensive from here on out.
Oh no, Sizz!
What did I just say? I don't know. I don't even hear what I just said.
That was not pretty. So Sizz had a chance to block this shot, but he just like flew off.
I think he missed that pad on the ground, and it threw him off a bit, and then I think he underestimated how much boost he had, thought he had to get a weird jump to try and get there in time.
I think his cat scratched him.
Or does he have a cat?
I don't know.
Well, a cat
That's my
scratched
best
him.
guess. Turtle threw him off.
Turtle wants to take this out. He's going to push this to the corner. Will we see Sizz out there? No, he was a bit too far. Karma will get the clear. Matt out to Turtle. He's going to try and follow it through. He does dunk it over Sathu, but Nomad staying back patiently. That bounce, not the best, but he did follow it through. Matt has a good shot towards the crossbar. Karma might slow it down, but not enough. Nomad tries to push it out. Sizz gets a good tight angle on it. Nomad has to follow it through off the back wall.
The pressure there intense, and the defense a little bit in disarray, and Turtle still putting the pressure on.
He's going to go up. He wants to get the gentle touch. He puts it to the side instead. Matt comes to follow it up. Karma.
That's wide open. Oh no, Turtle is back.
It looked a bit terrifying.
It did. I couldn't see the nameplate from that far away.
Karma wants to put that very well off the backboard, which she does. We're going to see a shot from Sathu, but both Sizz and Turtle are waiting. Look at this, the patience from Turtle. Knowing the moment that Sathu doesn't have another touch, he wants to go, but no one took his spot, and they'll tie it up. Nomad and Sathu.
Sathu denying the clear. Turtle tries to get it out of the zone, but Karma there to stand in the way, and that play by Karma setting up the goal. Nomad was just waiting for it, and now we're all tied up. We might have an overtime in game number 4.
Facing potential elimination, Freestylers in disguise are picking up the heat.
They have to get this game if they want to stay in the tournament.
Turtle wants to stay back for this. They want to play it safe, but you can't play too safe. If you let your opponents play their game, they're just going to walk all over you and make all the shots they need. Matt trying to go for that. Turtle has to go late.
Sathu with a chance. Oh, not the greatest shot by Sathu. He had an opportunity to put one on net, and they might be out of position.
They will get back in time for this. Karma does a great job of reading that off the backboard. just to kind of slow that bounce down, dull it out. Don't let it bounce out too far. Sizz puts it to the corner. That's going to go right in. Turtle retreats instead. I appreciate that. He didn't have a very good angle, so he just retreated, hoping his teammate could make it through. And there he is! Matt, how are you getting these angles?
Wizardry is how he's getting these angles. Nomad tried to get a solid clear, but it bounced out. The worst bounce possible as Matt was just prowling and puts that one crossbar down. And now Atelier, they're just 1 minute away from getting that final spot. You know they want to close this out.
All they have to do is keep this lead, what is just not an easy feat against any of these teams. Oh, speak of the devil, somehow that didn't go in, and Sizz was able to clutch that out. Turtle over to Sizz. Oh no, almost going against both of these teams right now, cursed by the post. Satio has all the time in the world. He wants to keep control. A bit too early for that. He probably could have waited for the flick and pulled the defender out. Now Sizz trying to, oh, Nomad pops it right over him. He's gonna pop that to Satio as well.
Smart touch by Satio. Satio knew that Matt was in position to get that block, and that would have launched it back into the orange half, so he just plays it into the corner. So Freestylers keeping possession, but now the counterattack is on.
Oh
no!
Oh, he somehow got it. He messed it up and then still saved it. Sizz does contest that from Satio. It is an open net, but no one could contest it. Too much boost, a little bit too high. They couldn't do it, but 8 seconds left. Will Atelier do this? Can they qualify for group stage? This could be the end of Freestylers in the skies. It's looking like it just may be, but Nomad with a hard touch to the bottom. Matt puts it down. Nomad reads it. Oh, Sizz with a fantastic pinch off the back wall. Turtle just wants to get a good clear. He fakes it.
Yes.
That is it. Atelier will be on the next team to qualify in. Just so close from being knocked out. Freestylers in the skies doing a great job. Taking a game what looked like it could have been hard in their favor. They only lost this last game by a single point. They played so well, but they are done for. Atelier, our next qualified team.
Yeah, heads up play from Turtle to punch their ticket. He goes up, fakes like he's going to hit it, and just lets it drop. We've seen a 0-second goal go in today with take 3 with Espion scoring it. And that one, Turtle, he knows that the game is never over until that ball touches the ground. And especially because he was on orbit last time, and Mocket actually did that to them in the grand final. So, but this time, he and his teammates able to keep it together, and they take this one 3-1 over Freestylers in the skies.
And I just really enjoy watching these three guys play. You know, they just have such good personality. They have such positivity going in. Matt and Sizz being two players that have played for so long. And Turtle, I'm a little bit of a fanboy of the guy. I really like him.
Love his streams.
Met him a few
love
times.
his new glasses.
He's a really,
what's not to love?
He's a really awesome guy. But so far, today's been a bit crazy. This one seemed to be a little more predictable, but I'm curious to know what they think at the desk of how that went. It was pretty close, but Axel Toss, back to you.
Thank you. Findable Carpet and James Bod back here on the desk. Axel Toss, Gibbs, and Lawler. Just saw that best of 5 there between Atelier and Freestylers in disguise. And Atelier, they fell earlier in the day 2-3 to Radiance, but ultimately they got incredibly close, and ultimately they're able to get their spot in RLCS Season 3 for the North American region. Congratulations to them, guys. Thoughts on that match and that performance there by Atelier?
Yeah, Sizz was able to play in this, which helped a ton. But really, Matt, the story of this entire thing, 7 goals, 2 assists out of the 11 goals that were scored. Matt was the star of Vindicator towards the end as well. So Matt coming up huge in the series.
Yeah, really clutch. We talked about how important it was. And I know Turtle said to say it differently. Atelier, or Atelier, yeah.
Atelier.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I mean, now that they're in league play, we need some sort of regular way to say it.
Well, then we have to pronounce Turtle like Turtal or something like that.
Good point.
We'll just request a name change.
Yeah,
but
that's fine.
as we see here, Matt coming up huge throughout the entire series. Freestylers did play pretty well. They had that one dominating victory, but after that, it was all Matt pretty much from here on out.
It's all Matt, you mean all crossbar. Both of these teams having a lot of issues with that crossbar, some of these shots being closer. But Turtle, sometimes Turtle always gets put as like a support player, but I'm glad to see him breaking out of that. He saw an opportunity and really seized it by bringing it down.
Yeah, Turtle's been playing extremely well throughout these games. He wasn't necessarily getting the credit for all the goals, but he was definitely setting up as the second assister on a lot of these plays, just not getting the credit on the score sheet itself. Turtle is definitely one of the better players in North America. He was teaming up with Garrett, and obviously Garrett kind of overshadowed him a bit, but Turtle is a solid player as well.
Yeah, a lot of it back and forth, but I know the guys, you could not hear it. but that pass play from Matt to Sizz, or Sizz to Matt, and then that shot, like that's what these guys do best, is their infield pass plays are phenomenal. I'm glad they put it on and showcase for us today.
And we get to see Atelier in league play. It starts next week. So lots to look forward to in the Rocket League Championship Series. Today we've qualified 6 North American teams so far for North American League play, and there's 2 to go. Next up on the stream is going to be Denial versus Spectrum. So we're going to take a quick break here from the RLCS, and when we come back, it's the next match. We got 2 more to go, 2 best of 5 to decide the last 2 North American teams qualifying for league play. Stay tuned.